Hello, everyone. We are going to practice 30 minutes of therapeutic yoga to help us work with low back pain. So what that means is the assumption is that there is some sort of pain or inflammation in your low back. What this class is for is to provide gentle range of motion or movement into your low back to increase nutrition to get rid of that inflammation and pain. So if you've got some low back pain, this is the class for you. If, however, what you've got is some low back pain, and with that, possibly some sort of leg pain or buttock pain, I can't guarantee it's going to do as good of a job, but it doesn't mean it's not going to help. So no major contraindications for this class, no treatment necessarily for any specific low back condition, just some general movement and flow for the low back to help increase nutrition and hopefully get out that pain and inflammation. So we're going to be starting in a child's pose position. All that you need is your yoga mat for class. So find yourself at the bottom of your yoga mat and in child's pose. Now, what does child's pose look like relative to alignment? Well, you want your knees about hip distance apart. So 2 fists between there kind of gives you your alignment. And then if you were to bring yourself up into hands and knees, you can look straight back at your feet and see that your feet line up with your knees and your hips. So no toes inward, no toes outward, just get them perfectly lined up. And then slowly begin to settle your sit bones onto your heels. Now, if something is restricting you through your knees or hips, just support yourself in whatever position is comfortable for those particular joints. And then once you've got yourself there, slowly let your belly rest down onto your thigh and your chest rest down towards your knees. Walk your hands slightly forward and gently rest your elbows down onto the floor. Lengthen the back of the neck and settle your chin. See if you can get the crown of your head somewhere near your hairline to gently touch the floor as you're gazing straight back between your toes. Now in this position, take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. As you do that, feel that gentle stretching happening of your low back. And then as you exhale, just slowly let that air come out through your nose. Nice deep inhale into your belly. And then as you exhale, slowly let that air come out through your nose. And one more breath, slow deep inhale into the belly. And slowly exhaling out. Then gently bringing yourself up onto hands and knees. As you bring yourself up onto hands and knees, getting those hips stacked directly on top of those knees, wrists and elbows underneath those shoulders, index fingers are forward, thumbs are spread nice and inward. No change of alignment of your feet, so they're still lined up right behind your knees. Now, cat-cow is a beautiful exercise to work on increasing the range of motion and nutrition to your low back if it is injured or painful. So what I want you to do is as you take an inhale, just let your belly sink down and let your tailbone lift up. Don't go into pain, just go to the edge of pain. Then as you exhale, use your abdominals, pull your belly up and in, and just gently tuck your tailbone under. Now you can do full cat-cow, which incorporates the movement of the rib cage, shoulder blades, and neck if you like. But I'm going to talk you through how to specifically get that nutrition into your low back today. So take that inhale and let your belly sink down and lift your tailbone up. And then as you exhale, pull the abdominals in, really pull up with those abdominals and just let your tailbone gently tuck under. Never going into pain, just the edge of pain. Inhaling, let the belly sink down, let the tailbone lift up. And then exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, really pulling the abdominals up and in. Now, if something stops you from being able to be weight bearing onto your wrists, you do have 2 more options. Option number 1 is to make fists. That takes your wrists out of the equation and you're resting onto the flat part of your fingers. So it allows you, if you've got some angry wrists, to be able to do cat-cows to help your low back without putting any tension into your wrist joints. Finally, option number 2 is you can just gently drop down onto your elbows, which puts you in a little bit of an inversion. Nothing wrong with that as you're working through your cat-cows. So try either being on your fists or being on your elbows, and let's do 3 more cat-cows with the focus on the low back. So take an inhale and let your belly sink, let the tailbone lift. And then as you exhale, really use your abdominals, pull that belly in and really tuck that tailbone under. 2 more times. Inhaling, sink the belly, really lift the tailbone as long as there's no pain. Exhaling, pull that abdomen in and really allow yourself to tuck your tailbone under. And 1 final time. Inhaling, sinking the belly, lifting the tailbone. And exhaling, pulling that abdomen in, tucking that tailbone. Now, regardless of what position you're in, slowly keep that tailbone tucked and settle yourself back into the child's pose. Drop the crown of the head back down onto the floor. Relax your elbows. Gaze back between your knees and your feet. See that your feet are still in alignment with your knees. And then let yourself take a slow, deep inhale into your belly. And slow exhaling out. And 1 more time, nice, slow, deep inhale into the belly. And slow exhaling out. Gently bring yourself back up onto hands and knees. And as you bring yourself up onto hands and knees, find that alignment with your elbows and wrists, or you can be up onto your fists if you need to. But then take your right hand, and with your right hand, reach up as far to the top left corner of your yoga mat as you can. As you do that, allow yourself to take an inhale, let your belly sink down, let your tailbone lift up. And then as you exhale, pull that belly up and in, tuck that tailbone under. Then use your left arm and start to sit yourself back onto your left elbow. As you do that, you will likely feel that stretch through your right shoulder, maybe the side of your body. But what we're really focusing on here is a muscle called your latissimus dorsi. Keep that abdomen tucked under, keep your tailbone tucked under. It connects right to your tailbone. So oftentimes limitation in movement can be because that muscle is not moving well. We want to get our spine moving if we want to get rid of the inflammation and pain. Hold yourself right here. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And 1 more time, nice slow deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently use the strength of your left arm and push yourself back up to hands and knees. Place the right hand directly underneath the right shoulder and then repeat it on the opposite side. So take that left hand, reach it up as high as you can to the right corner of your mat. Once you've got yourself there, take an inhale, let your belly sink down, let the tailbone lift up. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, really pull the abdomen in, and then use the strength of the right arm to sit yourself back. You're not going to get your sit bones, obviously, to your heels. Allow your neck to gently stay long, chin tucked in, resting towards that left or right forearm, Abdomen is tucked in, tailbone is tucked under. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Gently using the strength of your right arm, pushing yourself back up, walking the left hand back in alignment with the right hand, and then gently walking the hands forward as you lower yourself down onto your belly. Now, as you gently lower yourself down onto your belly, remember the goal for today is motion. Motion creates nutrition to the spine. Nutrition to the spine diminishes pain and inflammation. So as you made your way down onto the belly, if the very first thing that you feel is some pain in your low back, take it gentle and slow. Allow yourself just to rest yourself down onto your forehead between your 2 hands or maybe with 2 fists. As you've got yourself in that position, go back to that cat-cow movement through your pelvis. So in this position, take an inhale and imagine lifting that tailbone a little tiny bit. And then as you exhale, tuck that tailbone under, pull that abdomen in, feel the rib cage
pull downward as you do that. Inhale, let that tailbone gently lift upward. And then exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Feel that rib cage pull towards the pelvis. Finally, inhale, just gently let the tailbone lift up a little bit. And then as you exhale, give yourself the strongest contraction of your abdominals you can here. Can you get to the point that you feel that pelvis and that rib cage coming closer to one another? Gently allow yourself to keep your abdominals contracted in this position. And then very slowly allow yourself to come up onto your elbows. Now that you're up onto the elbows, keep the abdominals gently contracted. Keep the gluteals gently contracted. Place your hands onto your yoga mat. Index fingers are pointed forward. Then shoulder blades are back and down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and gaze at your thumbs. Go to where you can with the comfort that you have. But take an inhale and slowly try to straighten your elbows. And then as you exhale, gently bend downward. 2 more times. Inhaling, gently lifting. Neck is long, chin is settled inward. Exhale, slowly lowering. And 1 final time, inhaling and lifting. And exhaling and lowering. Slowly dropping the crown of the head down towards the floor, walking the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the elbows in, take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, and very slowly walk yourself back into that child's pose for one last time. Check back that your feet aren't falling towards one another, so you've got good alignment. Belly comes to the thighs, chest to the knees, crown of the head to the floor. Rest the elbows downward. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then gently bring yourself up onto hands and knees just to slowly turn yourself over onto your left side. Now, as you make your way onto your left side, try to have your knees stacked on one another, ankles stacked on one another, and then very slowly just lower yourself down onto your left shoulder. Take your left hand and just slowly support the side of your head. Allowing yourself not to let your head fall into full left side bending, particularly if you've got any neck issues or vestibular issues. Just try to hold your head into a supportive position. We won't be here that long. And then in this position, allow yourself to take an inhale and pick your right leg up in the air. And then as you exhale that right leg, pull it all the way out and drop it towards the floor. So getting movement and nutrition into the side of that low back is so important for so many of us. Not letting the left knee or leg fall downwards, keeping it at the height of the hip, but gently pressing that right foot downward into the floor. And then taking an inhale, lifting the right arm into the air, and then as you exhale, slowly dropping that arm up and over your body. Now, feel where that tension is in your low back. And let's use our breath to create movement, improve nutrition, get rid of that pain and inflammation. Take a deep, slow inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more beautiful breath in. And exhaling out. And then with your right arm, inhale it back up to the ceiling, and on the exhale, drop it down in front of you. And then with your right leg, inhale it up into the air, and as you exhale, stack it on top of the left. Now, using the left elbow and the right hand, take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, push yourself up into a seated position. Sweep your feet to the opposite side and line yourself up for right side lies. So stack your knees directly on top of the hips, stack the ankles on top of one another, and then very slowly lower yourself down onto your right shoulder. As you do so, use your right hand to gently support that head so that your neck is in a somewhat neutral position. Make sure that those knees are nice and stacked at hip height. Then Take an inhale, lift the left leg up. And then as you exhale, sweep that leg straight out and gently drop it down onto the yoga mat. Feel that opening to the side of the low back. Maybe motion that hasn't been there for a very long time, which is the reason your back is hurting in the first place. Allow yourself to try to keep pushing that left foot down into the floor. Then with your left hand, inhale it up in the air. And then as you exhale, slowly let that hand come up and over your body. Now rest yourself right there, right in that low back area. Specifically, likely on that left side, maybe that's the ache and pain that you've been feeling and dealing with. Breathe into it. Find movement, find nutrition. Nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And one more breath, nice slow deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then with your left hand, inhaling it up into the air. And as you exhale, slowly dropping it back down into the floor in front of you. And then with your left leg, inhale it up in the air. And as you exhale, pull it in and stack it on top of the right leg. Now, not any need to push yourself up into sitting. Just simply scooch yourself to the edge of your yoga mat and gently let yourself roll over onto your back. Now, as you make your way onto your back, feel that you're somewhere in the center of your mat, and then allow yourself to gently lengthen your neck and settle your chin. It's not about our neck today, but we want as close to neutral as possible. Settle your shoulder blades underneath you. Have your feet somewhere underneath your knee area with knees bent. And just gently relax your body in this position and rest your arms out to the side of you. Going back to that pelvic motion, now in a completely different position. Take an inhale and roll your pelvis forward. Feel that tailbone go down to the yoga mat, arch through your low back. And then as you exhale, strongly tighten the abdominals, flatten the low back into the floor. Inhaling, arching the low back, feeling that tailbone come down towards the yoga mat. And exhaling, flattening that low back, feeling those abdominal muscles contract. One more time. Inhaling, arching the low back, tailbone towards the floor. And exhale, tucking that tailbone under, flattening that back towards the yoga mat. Gently relax the pelvis so that you're somewhere in the middle. And then take your right knee to your chest. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, pull that knee beautifully into your chest. Then slowly take an inhale, kick the left leg up into the air, and as you exhale, lower the left leg to the floor. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, pull the right knee to your chest. Deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. And one more time, nice slow deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. And gently take your hands and move to the underside of your thigh, allowing yourself to pull your elbows down towards the floor, shoulder blades towards one another, lengthen the neck, settle the chin, and then take your toes and point your toes up towards your head. Take a nice deep inhale and very gently start to straighten your right leg. And then as you exhale, let it slowly come down. And two more times. Inhaling, straightening through that right knee. Exhaling and relaxing down. And one final time. Inhaling and straightening. And exhaling and relaxing down. Left leg on an inhale, slide the left leg up. And then on the exhale, right leg rested down to the floor. Repeating it on the opposite side. So take an inhale, left knee up to your chest, hands around the shin bone. On the exhale, pull the knee to your chest. Now lengthen the neck, settle the chin, shoulder blades are back and down. Right leg, take an inhale, kick it up in the air, and then as you exhale, lower it down onto the floor. Left leg, take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, pull that knee up and into your chest. Get that neck long, that chin settled. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And then take your hands to the underside of your thigh. Allow yourself to pull that knee into the chest. Shoulder blades are back and down. Elbows are being pulled towards the floor. And then take both feet and point the toes towards the head. Left knee. Take an inhale and gently straighten that knee, keeping the knee to your chest. And then as you exhale, slowly relax. 2 more times. Inhaling, straightening through that left knee. Exhaling and relaxing. Inhaling, straightening through that left knee. Toes are still pointed up. And exhaling and relaxing. Now with your right leg, take an inhale, slide that leg up. Then on the exhale, pull that knee all the way to your chest. Take your hands around both shin bones. Nice deep inhale in, and as you exhale, pull those knees nice and deep into your chest. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently begin to bring the knees slightly away from your chest. Take your toes and point them up. Allow your hands to come to the front of your thighs. Very, very lightly. Push your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. Don't feel your pelvis move. Keep your spine in neutral. Just gently feel the muscles of the spine contract, stabilizing and creating something that maybe that spine doesn't have for you, stability. Holding that gentle light push, thighs into hands, hands into thighs. Take a deep inhale into your belly. Pull those toes up for me, exhaling out. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. And 1 more time. Nice deep inhaling into the belly. And exhaling out, taking the hands around the tops of the shin bones and slowly pulling the knees back into the chest. Now just giving your low back area a little bit of a massage. Take the knees and imagine that there is a small plate on the ceiling. And then just gently move the knees in a circular motion, clockwise or counterclockwise. 2 or 3 times in one direction. Remember, motion equals nutrition. Nutrition equals reduction of pain and inflammation. And then change to the opposite direction, to clockwise or counterclockwise. Maybe as you're using those knees and creating some mobility through those SI joints in the pelvis and the low back, you feel areas of tension. Allow yourself to gently move through them. And then once you've done 3 or 4 times, hold the right knee to the chest, take the left leg, place it down onto the floor, and then slowly slide the left leg down onto the mat. Take the right foot, place it onto the left thigh, left hand, reach for the right knee, right hand out to the side of the body. Nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, pull the right knee over the left. Feel the stretch of the hip, and then continue pulling until you feel your pelvis and your low back and your rib cage lift off of the yoga mat. Keep the right chest, shoulder blade area down, right arm down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and gently turn your gaze towards the right. Now keep your neck long and your chin settled. Gentle pull on that right knee. And take a moment to feel where you feel your low back or tension. And then intentionally work on taking the breath into that area. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. and exhaling out. And then gently turn your head back to the center, starting at your right shoulder blade and pulling it down to the mat, followed by the rib cage, low back, pelvis, and the knee. Place the right foot on the floor, slide the left leg up, slide the right leg down, left foot onto the right thigh, right hand to the left knee, left hand out to the side of the body. Take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, pull that left knee to the right. Feel the stretch in the hip. In the pelvis rotating, the low back rotating, the rib cage located. Keep that left shoulder blade on the mat, left arm on the floor. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, turn your gaze to the left. Where do you feel that tension? Take a deep inhale right to that area. And then exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Starting at the left shoulder blade, rotating back until the rib cage and the low back and the pelvis and the hip touch the mat, resting the left foot on the floor, sliding the right leg up, taking your feet the width of your yoga mat. Nice deep inhale in. Exhale, just gently let the knees fall to the right. Deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling out. On the inhale, both knees, lift them up to the ceiling. And on an exhale, let them fall to the left. Deep inhale here. And exhaling out. On an inhale, let your knees come back to the ceiling. Walk your feet together. On an exhale, gently turn yourself to the right. Use your bottom elbow and your top hand. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, push yourself up into a seated position. Find yourself sitting with your legs crossed in easy pose. Hands on your thighs, spine nice and long, neck nice and long, chin settled. Take a slow, deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. And then gently, hands to hearts. Take a nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. I hope this helps your back. I hope you're happy and healthy and moving forward.